All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So,
Hi.
hi. So, today on HCC Ability VAST, we are so excited to be interviewing one of our former graduates, Sophia Velasquez. Sophia graduated from VAST in 2022,
Mhm.
and we are so excited. And she's an excellent violin player. So she has played the violin for us at 3 graduations so far. So you have blessed us with your music, and I know you always get a standing ovation every time you perform. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. So, Sophia, so now that you have graduated from VAST, and congratulations on your transition to the University of St. Thomas, right?
Thank you so
Guess
much.
guess what I heard? I heard that you graduated with your associates last week.
I know. So emotional. So happy.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So, what are your plans now that you've graduated from University of St. Thomas?
I'm going to continue on with in a few more years with the University of St. Thomas. I'm doing my bachelor's degree
Oh, awesome, awesome. So, what is your bachelor's degree going to be in?
and minor in music.
Okay, awesome, awesome. But that's very good. I'm so proud. We love to see when our alumni go on to, not only get their associates, but go on to their bachelor's degrees and accomplish great things. And when you stay in contact with us, so that we're able to share in your successes. So thank you so much for doing that.
Mhm.
So Sophia, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. So now that you have gone through the road of being a part of the VAST family, what would you say to anyone that was thinking about they were exiting high school? Maybe they were thinking about, what am I going to do now that I'm out of high school? What would you tell them about Houston Community College and the VAST program?
Well, I would tell them that if you that you might choose VAST Academy because the VAST Academy program is such an incredible program for people with special needs.
Awesome, awesome. So how did the VAST program prepare you for your transition to a university campus?
Well, it really helped me with planning and organizational skills
Okay.
like Microsoft Office Words, working on the PowerPoints, and of course, Excel.
Uh-huh.
It really did give me an opportunity to be in a college environment.
Okay, very, very good. Now, you know what? I'm glad that you said that because one of the things that we try to do at all of our campuses, and for those people that are maybe new coming in, we operate the VAST program on 3 campuses. So one is the
Mhm.
central campus, which is our downtown campus. And then we have one in Stafford in Fort Bend County. And then we have another one at Town and Country right off of I-10. So Sophia, you went to the Central Campus, right?
Well, I've been to the Spring Branch campus next to the memorial.
Okay, next to Memorial. So, how do you feel attending? Because, like, now that we have COVID, we used to have classes that are just in person. So now we have, students have the option of either going online or going in person. So now that you've graduated and you've gone on to the University of St. Thomas, how has that transition from going to a community college prepared you to go to a university?
You know what? It has really taught me to be more responsible and
Mhm.
becoming more independent.
Okay. And so, did you get involved in any like associations or clubs at the University of St. Thomas?
Well, uh, I I got and I'm part of the I believe in the pragmatic studies.
Okay, very good. Awesome. I love that. So now what was your favorite class that you took when you went to HCC?
My favorite class has to be communications in the workplace
Okay, very
because it helps me how how people in the workplace, how do they have to respect each other while having their jobs.
okay, very, very good. So now you're working, right? So tell us where you're working. Hi, Ann.
Currently, I'm working at 80 Players at the George Theater.
Okay, awesome. So how have you used communication skills in the workplace to kind of help you with your job at the 80 players?
Well, they I still keep in contact and keeping in touch.
Okay, awesome. I love that. So we're gonna welcome Leo Guzman to the show. Welcome. Thank you so much for logging on. So Leo, your mic is muted. So let me get you to take your mic off mute. Welcome to the show. I'm going to be asking, both of you questions. So I'm so excited to have you both here. Now, Leo is a brand new graduate from the VAST program. Yay. So Leo did our 2024 commencement address at the graduation last week. So congratulations on doing a wonderful student address. You did an awesome job and welcome to the show. So, Leo, how did it
Thank
feel
you.
to give your awesome? So, how did it feel for you to give your commencement address? What did you think about that?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me good?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Can you hear us,
Okay.
Leo?
Okay,
you. Yeah.
because I was trying to make sure I didn't mute or anything.
Yeah, you
Anyways,
good.
back to the question. It feels it feels like I did a word and then I have to I stepped up and I thought I was nervous for a second, but no, I did it. I just stood up. But it feels great. It feels great
Yeah.
that I spoke to.
Yeah, you did a good job. I like the way that you talked about your relationship with the other students, how you guys found your posse, and then how you're gonna stay connected with the students and everyone that you met. I like the information that you shared about the college, and then also some of the professors. So you did not come across nervous one bit. So kudos to you on a excellent
Mhm.
commencement address. You did an awesome job. So before you
Thank you.
came on,
Thank
Leo,
you.
I was talking to you're welcome. So before you came on, I was kind of chatting with Sophia, and I asked her a couple of questions that I want to ask you. So now that you have graduated from VAST, what are your plans?
My plans is um I'm always looking forward to find a better job,
Hmm.
but since because don't I want to I want to find another job, but like just to make myself a little bit more profit for myself in order
Yeah,
to have a backup.
yeah.
But
And you know what?
however, I was thinking about going back to. I'm sorry, I was thinking about going back to HEC, but I'm really looking forward to finding a job.
Okay, so very good. So thank you for sharing that. I'm glad that you said that because I almost forgot. One of the things that you shared with us, and then some of the counselors also shared with me, is that you do wrestling, right? So is that what you're doing for your
I do.
job? Are you a paid wrestler, or is that something that you do for recreation?
I get paid wrestler.
Wow,
I
wow.
get
So how?
paid, but like I said, I get paid. Um, in my
So, do you
opinion,
really want a
like I
different
said to the
job?
committee speech,
Do
Hmm.
you really want a
I
different
do,
job,
but
or is it you love wrestling and want to make more?
I want to make a different show just to make more profitable.
Uh-huh.
But
Awesome.
however, when I was in other positions, promotion called Texas All Star Wrestling. Well,
Uh-huh.
it's been a month ago. It was my last match. I got paid like $30. It's not really bad, but like us, like barely the beginners of all indie wrestlers, we get paid
Uh-huh.
like 30 between $30 and $50. That's all we do. Not like the more famous wrestlers that people are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then one of the things that you said that I really liked is that you're kind of thinking about, expanding yourself. Like every college student thinks the same way whenever they graduate, right? So, a student with a disability is no different, right? You're planning out your life. You want to kind of figure out like what those next steps are. Um, and you're looking to kind of find your way. Now, when you graduate from, Houston Community College, well, now that you have graduated from Houston Community College, the college offers a lot of platforms, right? Whether you want to go on to get a certification, like right now we're working with the Career for You and helping graduates like the both of you kind of go on and get level 1 certificates, so you can do that. So I'll be more than happy to sit with you later and kind of talk about that. You can go on to get an associate's degree, like Sophia just graduated with her associate's degree from University of St. Thomas, but you can also get that from Houston Community College, right? And then once you kind of line out what it is you're going to do, then sometimes you stop there and you're like, okay, I'm ready to enter the workforce. This is what I'm going to do. Sometimes you go on to say, now that I've gotten that achievement, it's time for me to go farther, and like Sophia's now going to be working on her bachelor's degree. So everybody's road, regardless of your level of functioning, is unique to that individual, right? So I know that my daughter that graduated from Prairie View, now she's working on her master's, and we were looking at her even working on her PhD, and she kind of shocked me a week ago when she said, you know what, I think I may want to stop a minute after I get my master's. And I thought, what? But you know what? Everybody does. They go through their own road, right? So sometimes she says, I think I'm going to just start teaching. I'm going to do that, and then I'll go back later. So everybody's road is different, and there's no right or wrong road. So we're here to help you navigate that road in any way that we want, that you want. But one of the things I also want to ask, I asked Sophia, like, what was your favorite class that you took in VAST?
Communications in the workplace.
Okay, very, very good. Awesome. So Leo, what was your favorite one?
Active listening.
Active listening. Okay, very good. So what did you like about active listening?
To pay attention to describe how to understand body languages.
Yeah. You know
And
what?
especially non-verbal communication.
Yeah.
I just remembered. I'm always aware what problem solving that what people are saying, and it depends on other people. I'm just out there aware to understand more. Just listen more, so I can just describe to understand what are they saying.
You know what? And it's interesting that you chose that as your favorite subject, right? Because right when you said that, I thought about that correlation to wrestling. And when you
Hmm.
said watching a person's body language, you really have to be honed in to not just yourself, but what's happening all around you, especially in that type of arena, right? Because you're
Yes,
you're sizing up your opponent, you're figuring out, what is he thinking, what is his next step going to be. And a lot of people, when you think of listening, you only think of, what I'm hearing, but what you said was so key. You're also focusing on the body language and everything that's going on. So you can take
that's right.
these classes into every area of your life. So yeah, you're using it in the wrestling platform. When you go on to do something else, if that's what you decide to do, you're going to be using it in a different way. Just like Sophia said, hers was communication, right? So she's also able to transition that into many settings. Like Sophia, didn't you share with me maybe it was one day this week or next or last week that you work for AD players. What do you do for AD players?
Well, I am a current office assistant,
Okay.
and I'm still currently trying to finish my internship with my main goal is to get 200 hours.
Okay. Very good. And so I bet you use that those skills that you learned in communication skills for the workplace a lot in that arena as well.
Yes, because I I've been practicing on learning different things, like be a box office person to hand out tickets,
Yeah.
and be a house
Mm.
manager assistant to get everything ready, like the turning on the TVs.
Yeah. So have you shared with them your skill of playing the violin? Do they know about your talent?
Well, Leo, do you know that I am a great violin player?
Do you know that, Leo? Did you hear her play at the graduation?
Leo?
Um, I probably did not. I don't remember, but I'm trying to.
You were probably thinking about your graduation speech because she actually came on right before
Yeah,
you did the graduation speech. So you were
I was
probably,
going to say he was in his own world.
oh, so
yeah.
Oh,
That's a good one.
so
well,
you know,
That
Leo,
was probably
it's
just
just
me. So
Leo. I've been playing the violin since it's been
oh, that
amazing.
was you.
yeah, that was her.
Yes,
Oh,
because
that
I
was
play the
great.
national
I'm
anthem
sorry. I
because I am just so blessed to have Miss blessed that Miss Sue Maraska asked me to play the violin, and I said yes.
Yeah, and you were off. You were
that
off.
was a round of applause.
I
Yeah,
know.
it
Yes,
is.
I'm, like I
It was.
said, I'm sorry I did not recognize you playing the violin case. So
I
I was just
understand.
like, like I said, I'm sorry, but like I was just like ready to graduate. I was really excited, looking forward to graduate. So, but yeah, so you did great. So that was great. That was great
Thank
violin.
you.
Yeah. So see,
I
yeah,
didn't
We
know,
all
but
if you
great,
had
great.
and he would have thought right then, like, yeah. So see, you were excellent. See, he was able to recall that from that experience. So Leo, one of the things also that I asked Sophia is that if you were, talking to someone, a new student, maybe just graduating from high school, or somebody trying to figure out what they want to do, what would you tell them about Houston Community College's VAST Academy?
I would tell that vast. In my opinion, I would say pass the courses, but but also have fun with the courses.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But even though eventually sometimes you'll have a fun day, sometimes not.
Mhm.
But for them, I would say respect. Even though who's ever gonna be there, still the fall coming up fall. Like I like respect the elders.
Mhm.
Just have fun. Just have fun. What they tell you. I just
Mhm.
rather looking forward to learn for fun.
Now, Leo, what campus did you graduate from? Was that Central, Stafford, or Spring Branch?
Central actually.
Okay, okay, awesome. So yeah, so we have one Central, one Spring Branch. Very, very good. So
That's my
well,
home.
okay, so very good. So I like that. And so, Leo, now that you are kind of figuring out like what you're going to do, whether you're going to be building on your wrestling career or taking some additional classes, do you think you might want to do that also at the Central campus or kind of experiment with some of the other campuses?
Kind of experiment some other campuses. I gotta
Yeah,
share the everybody.
yeah.
Like sharing's caring, but
Share the love. Very, very good. So
we
I
gotta
enjoy
share,
the adventure.
to explore.
mhm.
And you got to enjoy the adventure in college too.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Absolutely. So very, very good. So I like that. So now, do you have any questions that Leo that you might want to ask Sophia, or do you have any questions for me?
So far, mm, I would say no, but I'm
Yeah.
just I don't have any questions ready, but I was just like joining this podcast.
So like one of the things
I wasn't sure about questions, but
that you might have them later on. You know what? You can always stop by my office. You can email or you too, Sophia, at any point in time. But like one of the things that we like to let our students know, students and parents, right? So you work for 2 years up into that anticipation that you're going to graduate, right? And then you get all excited about it. So it's normal to just like sometimes take a breath, take a breather, kind of figure out, oh, let me celebrate, what I've achieved so far. Some people travel for the summer, some, just go right into taking different classes, but just kind of vast in this major accomplishment, that you've done. And then, if you're ready, jump straight in, start taking additional classes, or kind of get into it kind of slow. Sometimes this is an opportunity for you to take electives. I mean, sometimes they call them ancillary classes, but different electives to kind of figure out what do I like and what don't I like, or maybe I might want to go in this direction, maybe I want to go in that direction. So I know that all of our colleges, regardless of the campus, we have a lot of different classes and everything for you to be able to select from. And we're here to help you, to do that. Some of the classes that you take are going to require that do some prerequisites. Sometimes you may have to do the TABE test again, which is that entry level requirement that you took whenever you got in. And then some won't require that. So I always say, get your feet wet and kind of think this is your time to think outside the box. Take some classes that that you're going to that you have an interest in this, but then also you owe it to yourself to take something that maybe you never thought of, right? And so that's a good way to kind of figure out, oh, I like this, I don't like that. And I always say no information is bad information. Everything you do is going to be good information, because either you decide this is something I'm going to take forward, or this is something that I never want to see again ever in life, right? Just like some jobs. And I always tell people when I'm working with new students that like my first job, I was a salad girl at Bonanza. Bonanza didn't even exist anymore, but
wow.
it was like Golden Corral, right? So like my first job was filling up the containers for salad and tomatoes and whatever it is on a salad bar.
Oh, I
And
love salads.
oh, yeah, I like salads too, but you know what? My job was in a freezer, and I was
Wow.
eating out of the freezer all day long.
Yeah.
My glasses was fog up, and what that job taught me is I want to do this, right? And so
Yeah.
you'll
Maybe
have,
that's
yeah. So
maybe
you'll have,
that's a little complication, but
yeah, yeah,
but the only reason they're doing it because maybe they don't want to work, and that's one of the managers has a bad managerial skills. Probably the boss has a stressful management mind, so maybe the boss don't want to open the business. Maybe it's too much stressful. I don't know. There's something going on their emotions each day. Each day, you never know the people's moods. So especially the facial expressions
yeah.
every day.
You're right. And then now with this particular job, like with the economy, like what we saw during COVID, just like any type of business, I
Yes.
mean, this company like went out of business. So they closed it. I'm
Oh.
glad you said that. I'm glad that you said that, because one of the things that you'll have an opportunity to do now that you've graduated is we have workshops that you're probably already getting the links to that. They come through Constant Contact. So we have workshops throughout the week that we provide to our alumni. We have job clubs on every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. We have Wellness Wednesday on every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. On our job clubs, that's a kind of a place where you log on to kind of find out the entry level jobs that are out that you can apply for. whether it's employers that have posted with the college through the Career Center, or it could be, that they posted through Work in Texas or some other platform. On Wednesdays, it's a fun day, right? So we're working on different things like time management, healthy dating, creating boundaries, just a fun day. Sometimes we don't work on any type of content like that. Sometimes we log on and we're doing Zumba, or we're learning another line dance, because that day is about socialization, right? So sometimes you don't want to just always be focused on work. So that was like socialization on Wednesday. On Thursdays, which is why I'm pointing to that, what you said, Leo, we're working on different things like, how do you work with people with different personalities? Because what you said was key. When you enter the world of work, I know, Sophia, you probably also noticed that, through your job, you're going to come into contact with people with different personality types.
Yes.
You're going to have bosses that talk too much, and then you're going to have bosses that don't give you enough information, and you got to figure it out. You're going to have grumpy bosses, and you're going to have, Sarah Sunshine little bosses, and you have to figure out how to work with different people. So some of the workshops focus directly on that. So if you have time, whenever you get the email invites, so we have the monthly calendar that'll go out to all of our graduates, all of the alumni, and you can look on it and you can see what's hosted different days. If there's something that you feel like, okay, I really need this, you log on to that workshop, you get that content. But we always tell our students, right, whether you're alumni and have gone on like Sophia or Leo, a recent graduate, you can tap into the services that the college offers forever, right? There's no end date on it. So sometimes you may have, you go on, you get a job, everything's going well, great. And then sometimes you get a new boss or something changes in your schedule. You feel like you might want to hone in on a different skill. You can always log on and kind of get, new content. So we always say, to keep your content current, log on and you have an opportunity to practice that. Either you're learning new content. We hope that we are helping you refresh and maintain content that you already learned, but in some cases you are learning new content, and that's what, the services are there to help you, to be a guide to you forever. So now that you are alumni, don't think that you only have this short window to be able to tap into the services. You can tap into them, forever and ever. As well as we want you guys to come back, like Sophia's come back 2 times now since she's graduated, to bless us with her violin.
Yes.
But at any point in time, you can come back and talk to the students. Of course, when you go to work, we want you to come back and log on to a job club to kind of tell the other students, how did the interview go? Were there some things that you think that they need to look out for? And just kind of let them learn from you, right? So we always tell people, okay, great, you go on, you got a good job, that's awesome. But come back and kind of let us know how things went. Let the other students ask you questions, because sometimes they want to hear it from you, right? Sometimes Leo, they might want to ask you about what made you decide to get into wrestling, and kind of, have you give, feedback on that. I know when I was younger, I used to go to a lot of the wrestling matches that they had downtown Houston. I don't even know if they still have those downtown Houston, but I used to go to those matches, quite a bit.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's interesting.
I know. So, we all have interests, and sometimes you don't kind of know that people have those interests until you talk about them. Like, look, yeah. So look, Sophia, like Leo remembered you being a wonderful violinist, at the ceremony, but he remembered you playing the violin, but everything was so fast, and you have the violin like right up to your face. He didn't actually get a chance to see your pretty face.
I understand.
Yeah. So, that's all like part of the process. So we are so excited to have you log on and kind of share your experiences that you had at Houston Community College, what you thought about the whole experience. So I'm going to ask you to end with this. So, Sophia, if you had to say and give a message to one of your instructors or a couple of your instructors at the college, what would you say? What would you tell them about your experience? And I'm going to ask you the same thing, Leo. So think about that.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to say that my experience has been so incredible because it helped me with planning and organizational skills, and it also helps me to work on my Microsoft Office words, doing a PowerPoint, and Excel. It also gave me an opportunity to be in a college environment. You know
Mm-hmm.
what it also taught me?
What?
Well, to be more responsible and becoming more independent.
Mm-hmm.
All of these stuff have contributed to my success at the University of St. Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Awesome. Very, very good. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And so, Leo, what would you say?
I would say same thing as Sophia, but for me, it was amazing. But it was great because like I like to be creative.
Yeah.
Being creative, how to make flyers, business cards, and just like Sophia's, organization and Vast has changed my life, but this already changed me because I'm ready to look forward to look more responsible and get my priorities straight.
Mm-hmm.
Just to move on. It doesn't matter if it's 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. Just keep on pushing, just work hard and get our new life together. So that's my words I wanted to say. But I agree
Yeah.
with what Sophia said. Organization and communication
Yes.
that really helps me out just to just to describe people to understand me what I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
and get ready with their minds be like, oh, I get it what he's saying, this and that.
Yeah. When
So
you
that's all I gotta say. Just be creative, amazing creative.
mm-hmm. When you shared your story and how the your whole experience at HCC changed your life, you had me with tears in my face as I sat in the audience watching your speech. I could
Wow.
tell you did that you put a lot of work into it. And so for anyone that's like watching our podcast that we've talked a lot about the graduation with Sophia playing, with Leo doing the commencement address. I think you owe it to yourself to log on um, to the HCC site and kind of, take a look at that whole experience. And it is definitely a huge treat. Both this, every graduation is so special in its own way, right?
Yes,
You
it
did a fabulous job. So if there's any parent or future student or educator, maybe at one of the ISDs, and you're looking at, ways to engage your students that are transitioning from high school into a college setting, um, this is a really good, way that you can kind of familiarize yourself with what we do. We encourage visits. We do have some campuses from some of the ISDs that do tours at the college all the time. But we encourage you to, take advantage to what we have out there on social media. Come in, talk to us, talk to our students. Get to know our graduates who are all doing great things. I love when I, talk with our graduates and I hear what an awesome job they're doing. Even those that have gone through and did the internships. We're bringing those back, yay! Of doing the internships, and they've remained employed at those same employers for a long time. I know I came to HEC in 2013, and
wow.
some of the graduates,
11 years.
yeah, yeah, and some of the graduates that I placed there at some of those places are still there. So our alumni at the college are doing great things, and they're consistent and having longevity in their careers or whatever it is that they go to do after they graduate. So Jennifer, did you have any questions for Leo and Sophia?
Well, I was curious of, okay, so we're talking about Sophia. You want to go to San Jack, you said?
What's San Jackson?
San Jacinto Community College? Or San Jacinto?
Oh, I still go to. You know what? I can't hear you.
So I think she said that she's going to stay on and pursue her bachelor's at the University of St. Thomas. Is that? I think
Yeah,
this
Oh,
is
St.
right.
yeah.
Thomas. Okay.
University of St. Thomas.
Yeah, University of
Yes,
St.
I'm
Thomas.
currently gonna continue on with University of St. Thomas.
Yeah. And so that's
Okay.
one of the colleges that we feed into.
Uh-huh.
The college has relationships with a lot of the universities, but we really partner a lot with those. Well, we partner with everybody, but with our part of the college, we really try to connect our students to those universities that have programs for adults with disabilities on their campuses. So, University of St. Thomas has done an excellent job since their inception of this program. They've grown so much, continuing to welcome our students as well as other students. I mean, they don't have to come from Music Community College, but our students have shown that the transition from HCC to University of St. Thomas is a
Mhm.
good one, right? And so
Yes.
our students that have transitioned are doing well and continue to do well. So we appreciate that collaboration. We also work with A&M, and we're constantly having meetings with them to kind of
Cool.
our students, into A&M.
Cool.
And then some of the University of Houston branches as well. So we are excited. Texas Southern University also has a program that they have for adults with disabilities. So
Wow.
yeah, so we're excited to, open
I've
those
heard of that
doors.
college before. I've
I've
been there.
heard of that.
Yep,
Somebody
It's
mentioned.
like it's literally nearby U of H. So
yep, right by University of Houston.
that's
So
like 15 minutes away from here actually from my
yeah,
house.
yeah. So one of those, okay, so like we are known for a lot of different things that we do well at Houston Community College. So one of the things that we do really, really well is, we have the whole child development lab that is there at the college. So they have their own like building, and one of those opportunities to transition in, and then I'm sure it's probably happening for students without disabilities. One of the things I would like to see us do is kind of, graduate our alumni into that area. But that's one of the things that Texas Southern University has is their whole child development education piece. And we have a lot of students that graduate from VAST that have an interest in going into childhood, early childhood development. They either want to work in a school or they want to work in some other type of child development capacity. So we're working to transition them into other parts of HCC, and then of course we'll help support transition them to four-year colleges if that's what they so desire to do. So we're proud of our partners with the universities, and we are so proud of those graduates that have gone on to those universities that stay connected and continue to do well. So kudos to you, Sophia, and Leo, and whatever your next steps are going to be. And know that the college is here to continue to support you and to be your cheerleader as you transition into whatever it is that you're going to do as life goes on. And thank you so much for logging on to HCC's Ability Podcast today. And so, Jennifer, did you have any
Great.
questions for us, or are we ready to wrap up?
Well, I was going to ask, what do y'all think as students being on the podcast?
I mean, well, for me, I never done anything like in the doing podcast ever. I never done anything like that. It's different.
So, do you like it?
I started to like it.
Awesome! Yay!
Well, I heard that my job does podcasts,
Uh huh.
interviewing some of my some of my colleagues.
So now you can go back and share with them that you have experience in that.
Yes.
And who knows, you may do a segment on with the AD players as well.
Hopefully.
Oh no, that would be awesome. Awesome. So Leo, what do you think about us having students come on to the podcast?
Really, really very amazing.
Great, great. And so Leo, what are your thoughts?
First time, but I like it. I was always looking forward. I've been wanting to go to podcasts before, but now here I am. First time here. I'm always I just want to say thank you guys for inviting me here to the podcast. Thank y'all so much. Okay, I'm really grateful for you guys.
And I want to say thank you to Miss Sue Maraska for deciding to invite me to do a podcast with you guys.
Awesome. Very
Yeah, thank you. I always want to shout out to Miss Sue for telling me that was really interesting. So she's like, "Hey, you're invited to podcast." I said, "Sweet, I'm down." Like always.
Awesome. And then who knows? You guys may decide that you want to have your own podcast one day, and
One day I will.
and ask Miss Jennifer, how she got started, and figure out how you can get your own podcast. Talking to them about playing the violin, doing a podcast on wrestling. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. We could have a wrestling and a music-based podcast and be additional entertainment and engagement.
Absolutely.
That works. That works for me. I'm down.
It's fun, I promise you.
It is.
Good. Okay, so Miss Jennifer can host a series, right? On some training on how do you launch that? How do you do that? That would be awesome.
I'm interested.
Look at that. Look at that.
I'm very interested. Trust me, I am interested. So
new line of revenue. Very, very good. So we would love to do that. And so one of the things that we're also talking about at the college, we are always writing grants and trying to figure out how you want to do that, is bringing on a component with self-employment, entrepreneurship, right? And so you guys are really kind of doing that. So Sophia, I'm not sure if you ever really thought about it, but you are good enough to be able to market your violin playing and get you a website and have people to, pay you to perform at different functions. You're that good.
Oh my God.
Or even she could teach them. She could teach them too, like being a private lesson teacher. Yeah. That's another avenue.
One-on-one session, that's even better.
Yep, absolutely. And
some private lesson teachers get paid anywhere from $35 to $65 an hour.
Wow.
I mean, they have to develop their own clients and do the marketing to get their customers, but their customers pay them a certain amount, and they make pretty good money.
Yeah.
So that's another avenue of music with entrepreneurship. And with you, Leo, it could even go into TV and live streaming. I mean, modern day TV's kind of going out, and we don't use cable anymore, but we use live streaming through Netflix and all those other things.
Yeah.
And you could have something like that with somebody with a recording that does the camera, the production plan of the show, the sound, all these things, and have an actual wrestling show and not just a wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Many kinds of matches, like especially dangerous. it's a lot of dangerous matches sometimes, but
yeah. But even teaching the discipline aspect of that, and then okay, so it could be wrestling, but then you can also maybe go into doing like self-defense.
yeah.
I know, like colleges, like I know Wharton County Junior College used to have this. I'm not even sure if they still do. That they would call kids college. They would operate in the summer, and just teaching self-defense classes, because in wrestling you have to know self-defense, right? So that's something that you can teach girls or guys how to be safe, how to defend yourself toward certain things that kind of come at
6 feet away.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's something.
Also, character develop. If you want to become a wrestler, you gotta be a character develop. I've learned right before I started wrestling. I've watched several documents. I started watching matches, and I started watching the spots. It's like active listening. When you're wrestling with someone, you gotta call it a spot. You gotta call it a shot. Be like, duck one, give me the line, clothesline, whatever. But it's
Mhm.
called calling the spot. So you gotta whisper it to the ear, so the crowd can see what are you doing.
Mhm.
Also, like I said, back to the character. Building wrestling, gotta build your character more environmental,
Mhm.
especially with more. It's more independent, so you cannot do copyright. So you gotta be creation.
Yeah. So what happens if you don't have good listening skills and you're not paying attention to your opponent?
Um, I would say, well, that happened to me several times. Well, I do remember, however, back in October, I was lost, so I had to ask. I'm lost, so I kept striking and be like, "What? What should I do? What? Boom, boom," and then okay, back on track. So it's because I was giving him forearms, not giving boom a strike.
Yeah.
So I had to say, "Oh, I'm lost. Crap, I'm lost."
Mhm.
And then another opponent will figure it out. Be like, give me the suplex. Okay, okay, back on track. I just gotta understand and describe. So that's all. But it's called calling it out in the ring. But before calling it out, when you're in the locker room, before you make your entrance out, I I like to plan out matches. I
Mhm.
plan out the spots better than calling it out because some people gets confused and they don't get the moves. What they never either don't understand what I'm saying
Mhm.
or never taken it before. So that's two things.
Okay, so you taught me something because I had no idea that the wrestlers called out the moves so that the other person knew what was getting ready to happen. I thought that it was all just, just in the moment kind of things that would happen.
The it's this yeah it's the momentum.
Hmm.
I've learned that a long time ago until I have to get real comfortable. So sometimes it is scary, but I just gotta land safety in the center of the ring, the middle of the ring. So if you land at the angle, the sideways or whatever, you get injured. So I've seen one of my trainers got injured, one of my friends got.
Oh.
That's dangerous sometimes because they do like high flying moves on the top rope. They do it like one Spanish fly. One of them, looking forward, and the other guy trying to jump backwards. And one of my trainers landed wrong. So meanwhile, giving it the move, which is nasty.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
dangerous, but like I said, wrestling is dangerous, but
Yeah.
you just gotta be careful to land in the right spot.
Yeah, so that was one of the reasons that I asked that question because I wanted, and you were very colorful and creative in how you responded to that. So I'm glad that you did that. But I wanted to bring that correlation to when you're not practicing good listening skills and when you're not practicing good communication skills in any work environment, how it can be, it could be detrimental in that particular instance because your body is getting injured, but it could also mean, not functioning at the employer capacity, not handling a problem situation appropriately. So all of what you guys talked about on what you were learning within the class environment is important because you can transition that into any work setting.
True.
That's why I wanted to say, okay, what happens if you're not focused? If you're not focused in that one, hey, you could have some band-aids or be in the hospital. But
Some
in a work environment, you can be terminated or get a complaint when you're not focusing on, what's happening at the moment. Very good, very good. So, Leo and Sophia, thank you so much. You have done an awesome job. You are the first students to come on to the HCC Ability VAST podcast. And the job that you've done, I bet you won't be the last. So thank you for being Blazers.
They won't be the last.
Yeah, awesome.
It always takes somebody to start it.
Yep.
And both Sophia and Leo were the two to step up to be the first two students on this podcast.
Yep, absolutely. So well done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for today. That was May 16th, 2024. We started at 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern. We will be back with Houston Community College Ability VAST program in 2 weeks, which I believe is the 30th.
I'm looking forward.
Let's see. Yes, it will be May 30th, 2024, 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern, when we are back live with another episode of Houston Community College VAST program. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who may be interested or anyone you know. And if you or anybody else is looking forward to or curious about going to college, please be sure to go to hccs.edu for Houston Community College System. hccs.edu.
Cool.
And then from there, you can do a search for Ability VAST and be in contact with one of these ladies, either Miss Sandra or Miss Sue, among many other people that you have seen on here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll have a safe and productive week, and we'll see you soon.
Of course. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
We'll be back.